he gaslit me into so many things where I think a part of me is like, when someone is telling me lies, I feel like I need to now murder them for lying to me.
Like that red couch you're sitting on right now? That couch is red, by the way.
You lying sack of shit, Nick. I knew this whole time you were fucking with me.
Welcome back to another episode of Care for Boys, where we have fatherhood expert Nick Dunn.
Yep.
Daddy Nicky.
You don't really need to be a fatherhood expert for this, but the question is, what traits did you not want from your dad, but you got them anyway?
Oh, that's so good.
I think all of them, dude.
Did you get his irritability?
I think you get all of them, all the negative and positive traits of your family you get, and it's your battle to fix it.
What are the ones that you specifically saw in your dad that you're like, I don't want to be like that? And then you are.
How mad he gets.
Yeah? You have the same
I've
Do
definitely
you
worked
have
on
a-
it.
Do you have a quick fuse or a big fuse or both?
I think it depends on what it is. Sometimes I don't even know what sets me off. Or sometimes I'll just be like,
Does it ruin your day though? Or you're like, fuck. And you're just like fucking pissed.
like, I think recently, in the past like 5 years, like there's not much that sets me off like that. Like it'd have to be something really big.
Yeah.
But there's been times where I've snapped on people in front of Tiff where she goes, like, what was that? You know? There was this one incident where I had my friend was drinking. He was like he's one of my best, he was the best man at my wedding. And we have a mutual friend who we all grew up with, and he's coming from the military. So he goes, hey, we just went out drinking. Can we come swing by the house? Jose wants to come see you. I was like, yeah, bro, for sure. Let's come bring by Jose. They had a third friend there that I don't really like that much.
Oh.
Okay.
And he came to our house.
And you weren't expecting them.
I wasn't expecting him.
Mm.
I was expecting them to. It's not the third guy. And Tiff was in the house. I was like, I'm just going to say hi to him outside the house because they were all drunk. And I was like, don't come to my house. I was like, no. And then Tiff comes out. She goes, come inside. And then they all come inside. And the third guy that I don't really like is in my house. And we're chatting. And it's like, it's fine. It's cool. We're having a good time. And then at one point, he was talking about like, hey, where does this chair go? Because he had moved the chair in my house somewhere. And he was sitting on it. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. And he kept asking, no, where do I put the chair, dude? Where do I put the chair? And I go, and apparently I just flipped the fuck out. And I said, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my house, bro.
What the
I was
fuck?
like, I fucking told you to leave the goddamn chair there and you won't shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my house, bro. I snapped at this dude. I'll beat your fucking ass. Get the fuck out of my house, bro.
He just wanted to be polite.
It's because he's been holding it in. It's like, give me a fucking reason.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. It was the way he was doing it. He wasn't trying to be helpful. He was trying to push my buttons because he knew I was already kind of annoyed already. And we had a couple of incidences, but it was one of those things where what I did was not okay. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have snapped at the guy. But I wanted him to fucking know. I was like, no, bro, stop being a fucking annoying asshole. I told you to leave it and get the fuck out of my house, right? I was like, get the fuck out. I was so mad. And then Tiff was like, what happened? Like,
But did she not know you didn't like him?
she knew, but she just was like, that was crazy. But then apparently it was like, I had gotten an argument earlier that day with like my sisters or something about something. So I was already kind of on edge.
It was compounded.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just that thing where I was like, dude, I was like, get the fuck. And I already kind of don't like that dude. But it was like the way he was doing it. And I just got so mad. So it's like things like that where I would see my dad like flip out, like road rage. I'd see him flip out on people. And I'd always be like deathly afraid. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, I remember one of my sister's core memories is when my dad had my sisters in the car and he got in a fight with a guy on the highway. And then my sisters, from their point of view, they just see their dad get smashed into the window. And he's like, oh, fuck.
He lost the fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
and they're just like,
shit.
Dad, no. You know, like,
Oh,
and it's
my
like, that's
God.
so traumatizing.
That's terrible.
That's so traumatizing.
Yeah, seeing your dad get fucked up.
Yeah, bro.
Oh
and
my
then,
God.
you know, it's like stories like that where you're just like, oh my God. And you know, I would always see, and the one thing I would see from my dad was him when he would like lose control, get really fucking mad, and like slam shit. Like, you know, just all the fucking negative things that you would associate with that. And then in your mind, you're like, as you get older, you're like, man, you feeling like losing that control is just not a good feeling. because I think we all want that. We all want to make sure that we could control our emotions at least, you know? So for me, it was always battling that, making sure I don't, like, that's like one of my biggest fears is like going to a point where I know I can't come back from.
Oh, right.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah. But those are, that's definitely one of them for sure.
My dad has this weird ass trait that I got, and it's every time this happens to me, I feel it and I try to like suppress it. But growing up, for some reason, if anything happened in the house or anywhere where like, let's say like you dropped a cup or you tripped or something happened out of your control, like it was an accident, he would immediately blame you for it. Like he would get super mad at me if like any kind of accident happened around me. He would just be like, well, why did you let it happen? Like, why did you, like, it wouldn't be like, are you okay? Or like, how did that happen? It's like, how did you let that happen?
That's what my mom would do to me, dude.
How did you let the shingles fall off the roof and like break on the thing? Like random disasters. Like it was,
you didn't check on that? You didn't see that coming?
Yeah. And I would just be like, what? How would I have known anything? Or like
accidents being your fault.
Yeah. He would do that to my mom and my sister. If anything went wrong, if he like heard the sound, he would run it. You'd hear the gung, 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 gung. And then immediately he would just be like, what did you do? Why did this happen? And it's like you have just as much idea as he does. And you're like, I don't know. And like I got so used to that happening to me that like I grew up having that with every partner I dated. Like if happened where they're just even telling me about it, if they're like, oh my God, you know, this thing happened today at work. And my immediate mind would be like, well, why did you allow that to happen?
That's the first impulse.
Yeah. My impulse is like, what did you do to cause that to happen to you? But then I would have to stop myself and go, that's fucking retarded. Like maybe this just happened. But like to this day, even right now, like if Smack were to call me right now and be like, oh my God, this thing just happened. My first reflex is to think it's her fault. And then I have to like stop that and go, that's an old weird thing I have.
Do people call you a victim blamer? Because people call me a victim blamer sometimes. It's for that reason. I gotta stop myself.
I think by nature, I have that trait of being a victim blamer.
Tiff used to call me out for that. Yeah. Tiff used to call me out for sure.
I can't help that it's in there because it's from my dad, but I have to recognize it every single time and know that my first thought is not the correct thought and go, okay, what the fuck was that? Like, why do I want to be mad at you for something that happened to you?
A constant thing between me and Tiff, she'd be like, it's not their fault. Then I'd be like, well, like
they could have did something.
If you look deep enough, it's
yeah, dude. And I hate that. It's a stupid thing. But that's like the first thing I think of when I think of like traits that I never wanted. I always thought were stupid. And now it's like because it happens to you over and over, year after year.
It's because of pattern.
Yeah, you're just a part of it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What about you? The perfection trait?
Oh, you must be a perfect every time. There's probably so many fucked up things, but I think because he basically left when I was 14, right? So I'm fucking lucky that I probably didn't absorb a lot of the shit. But
you didn't fully download the torrent.
Yeah.
It's still seeding.
You know, there's just certain things that you don't that haunt you, and you're like, oh, I hope I'm never like that, right? And one of them would be like, he has this ability to be so delusional in a bad way, where he'll believe his own shit so he could get what he wants. So he'll make somebody an enemy and evil in his mind, even though they're like completely innocent, and he'll do fucked up shit, and then he'll justify it and be like the good guy in the story.
Whoa. Yeah. Like gaslight himself almost.
Yeah, and then he'll get what he wants. And I was like, what the and then I learned the pattern older when I look back. I didn't know this when I was like a kid, that's what was happening to us, the family, the people in the church, all these things, until later the stories come out. And I'm like, this motherfucker was crazy. And my mom was too innocent, and it went over her head, the kind of shit that he would pull. The last thing that I realized was like, he had an injury, he lost a thumb and shit. And I think I told the story before, but he basically was moving a piano in a church, and then he actually sued the church after for injuries because he was moving the piano. I was like, what kind of fuckface sues a church? Like, I don't know any motherfucker that would sue a church, right?
Sounds like it worked out for him, though.
Right? So he got a little bit of money through that, and like I was just like, the patterns just kept coming out. Where like the first one was when he somehow convinced my mom's family to pay for all of his schooling for music school and university and all that. And my mom's like, you know what's weird? I'm like, what? he's never said thank you. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. She goes, yeah, but on top of that, he kept telling everyone that he paid for it. And I first thought that he was ashamed and all that. But then he started forgetting that people paid for it. And he thought that he fucking paid for everything.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was like, you motherfucker.
So he wasn't lying. He just really believed that's what happened.
Well, he gaslit me into so many things where I think this is where a part of me is like, when I'm not listened to, or like if someone is telling me lies, I feel like I need to now murder them for lying to me.
Oh, because it triggers something from childhood.
Yeah. So Hannah's like, dude, you grew up navigating around a psychopath. So you can one spot out who's a psychopath really easily, and you don't get easily swayed by people trying to emotionally manipulate you because you've been emotionally manipulated so much. But then she goes, but you also have this like overreaction to people who you feel like wronged you. So she's like, you shouldn't want to feel like murdering someone because they told you a white lie. And I'm like, that's true.
Oh, the proportions are kind of extreme.
Like, let's say they said something nice like, hey, you have, I like your jacket, but it was like a white lie to flatter me. And I'm like, that motherfucker's lying to my face. What are they plotting? You know? So then it takes me to such a paranoid, it's kind of like getting your ass beat, right? So you're just like paranoid. That's with me with lies. So I'm just like, I caught this fucker lying. Let's see what else they're saying, you know? But she's like, nah, it's not like that. People just fucking, they just do that from time to time.
People just be saying shit sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
No. Wow.
Fucking kill you.
That's kind of,
You're fucking dead.
You take all the fucking mayo, you son of a bitch. It's kind of like me, dude. We sound the same.
and that's what I'm worried about is like having these really horrible traits that are like, why, that's who I was raised by. And I have his genetics and I have tendencies like that. Maybe, like I lived in like a criminal world where like, and I live in the gray area and whatever. And I'm like morally, I just want to be a morally like straight person. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, how much of this is my belief? Like, is it real? Or like, am I living in like a crazy land? And then like, I think that's kind of what I have trouble with is like reality a lot of the times. So like, how much of this is like, I constructed this because I have that trait from my father, and how much of this is like...
Because it could be manipulated right in front of you.
Yeah. Or like my mind playing tricks on me is like, oh, this is my friend, right? But then like, I used to have this issue when I was growing up where like, oh, these guys are supposed to be my close friends. But then like my paranoid mind is like, they're plotting against me, so now I have to make the first attack. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Which is a mind fuck though.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like destructive.
But then now like I'm around people that like I trust,
Non-psychopaths.
Yeah, people are gonna fuck with you like that.
But there's like been years of like rapport of like, I trust you guys or like whatever. So like it's been a long gone part of me, but I'm worried about that entering. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you used to be a certain way and you overcame it, you're not traumatized anymore. But I'm afraid of like, what if that, like I get triggered and then I start feeling like, I don't know, like I start making up like someone's plotting against me, but it's like my friend, like, I don't know.
Like that red couch you're sitting on right now? That couch is red, by the way. That's a red couch.
Motherfucking bitch! Yeah, you're dead!
Over time, we just keep saying it. It's not fucking red, dude.
You lying sack of shit, Nick! I knew this whole time you were fucking with me!